Hi, Mr. Khatib.
Yes.
I got your number from your office. I understand you're a spokesman in the Office of Negotiations Affairs Department at Seabury Cut.
Who is this?
I'm Aaron Lerner, L-E-R-N-E-R. I'm from IMRA News Agency. I wanted to, if you could clarify something for me. The Palestinian position that all prisoners held by Israel should be, all Palestinian prisoners held by Israel should be released. Is that a blanket demand, or are there some who are an exception to that? You know, does this apply to everybody?
This is an obligation that Israel should have had to release the prisoners more than 20 years ago.
I'm not talking about the pre-Oslo people. I'm talking, because I understand that's a whole other story, and you have the Sharm el-Sheikh declaration, and there's a lot of stuff going on there. So I'm not talking about that. Actually, my question is more to the current situation. Right now, you have negotiations going on, and if somebody were to now, I'm not talking about in the past, I'm talking about right now, somebody engages in an act of violence and they're detained by the Israelis, is the position of the PLO that somebody who engages in an act we'll call it violent resistance, if you will, right now, and is detained by Israel, should ultimately be freed by Israel, or does he have a different status that if he can be subject to a trial and imprisoned, etc.?
No, the PLO position is very clear. All prisoners should be released. Now there is an agreement that's set by the American side to release the 128 prisoners pre-Oslo.
Right. Okay. Again, I'm talking about if a person. So the position is that if somebody were, if a Palestinian were to carry out
our demand is to release all prisoners. All prisoners alike should be released. These prisoners are been in Israeli prison, and they all should be released. They are considered detainees of war.
Okay, so somebody who is, so even right now, as negotiations are underway, someone who carries out an act right now, he also should be released if he's detained by Israel.
Again, the PLO position is very clear. All prisoners, all Palestinian detainees in Israeli prisons should be released. There should not be a single Palestinian detainee in an Israeli jail, now or tomorrow.
Now or tomorrow. So this isn't. So I guess this would only change when a final agreement was reached and implemented.
Again, not necessarily. The Israelis are obligated to release all Palestinian prison detainees. Now there is this set of detainees that will be released in this 9 months. We are calling on Israel to release all Palestinian detainees. These Palestinian detainees are in Israeli jail because they have resisted the occupation.
So after a sovereign Palestinian state is formed,
yeah.
At that point, do you expect then that if somebody after a Palestinian state comes into existence, that at that point?
Yeah, I mean, if you can put it on this way also, if an agreement will take place between us and Israel, we expect all the Palestinian detainees in Israeli prisons to be released.
And then anybody who engages in an act after that point, what would happen to him?
After that, it will be a different scenario because you're talking about state-to-state.